Now, good morning, Northwest breaking news as a storm surge has submerged some cities in Florida. We are tracking Ian as the monster storm is downgraded, but still very dangerous.
Wet weather is with us. It's moved in. It's going to stay through Friday morning, and then summer-like conditions move back in. We'll have the details on that coming your way.
A fence and a curfew. We were told changes were coming this week for the large homeless camp in East Central Spokane, but has anything actually changed? We're live there this morning. You're watching Good Morning Northwest here on 4 News Now. Good morning, and thanks so much for waking up with us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Thursday, September 29th, and you are waking up to some rainfall. Here's Mark with your first alert forecast.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple direct messages on Facebook going like, this rain is so nice, and it is, and it's needed, and it's 54 degrees right now. So thank you for paying attention. We look at the 4 things you need to know with this rain falling in the area. It's going to be showers and cool today. We'll see some breaks in the action. Patchy fog tomorrow morning, potentially. It's going to be a nice, warm, and sunny weekend with a few clouds, warm and dry all in next week. As we look at the radar, and you can see it's busy. We've got pockets of rain that are coming through right now into the Palouse. You've got the rain. It's moving back into our area. We'll get a bit of a break, and it'll continue to make its way north and east. So we're going to have temperatures that are going to be in the mid-50s throughout much of the morning. By 3 o'clock, maybe that 60-degree hit. Our high today is going to be 62, but we're expecting rain showers into the early morning hours of tomorrow.
And we're following breaking news out of Florida. Just hours ago, Hurricane Ian was downgraded to a tropical storm.
But forecasters are still warning it is very dangerous with strong wind gusts, torrential rain, and storm surge today. Sydney Charles is live at the Now Desk with the latest developments.
The National Hurricane Center says that Hurricane Ian's winds have slowed, downgrading the system to a tropical storm. And although it is now a tropical storm, Ian is still expected to produce strong winds, heavy rains, and storm surge across portions of Florida. A flash flood warning was declared moments ago in Orlando by the National Weather Service. It says the region was just hit by a foot of rain. Some live local updates here. Hurricane Ian is now a tropical storm with winds blowing at 65 miles per hour. I just checked, and according to poweroutage.us, over 2.5 million Floridians are without power right now. And another update, work is underway to restore power to Cuba after Hurricane Ian knocked out electricity to the entire island. Rescue efforts are underway for individuals in Florida. Officials said part of Fort Myers, which is in Lee County, was decimated by Hurricane Ian. A sheriff in Lee County said there are reports of buildings compromised and vehicles floating. We actually have some footage of some of the rescue efforts going on. Just hours ago, video was sent to ABC News from Naples, Florida. Firefighters can be seen here unloading a submerged fire engine as Hurricane Ian's storm surge inundated their fire station. Now, this map shown here on your screen shows just how much of the area has been flooded by storm surge, with Ian still raging. Christopher Barcia has lived in Naples for nearly 30 years, recording this video as the water creeps up.
That house halfway underwater, there goes my car floating away.
Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina are in states of emergency right now. Ian is forecast to move their way in just days. Now, while it's unknown how the tropical storm will affect these other states, they're preparing for the worst. So just a reminder of how dangerous dealing with storm surge can be here. For the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, they released what the average height of a woman in the U.S. stands. That's 5 feet 4 inches tall, and the average height for a man is about 5 feet 9 inches tall. Storm surge can range, and so far in Hurricane Ian, that range has been catastrophically high. Surge numbers that high, up to 12 feet, are unprecedented for the region and some of the highest on record in the U.S. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis confirmed that the surge has been the biggest issue, and they believe it has hit 12 feet in some areas. We'll continue to check in on the storm and update you with any new information. Coming up in 30 minutes, see how Spokane and Seattle help track Ian's movements, and we also have live reports from the White House. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Well, big changes are on the way at Camp Hope this week.
Outreach providers say the goal is to stabilize what's already there as they work to move people into safer, more secure housing. Esther Bowers live at the camp this morning, and you've been on top of this story for a long time. What's new this morning?
That's right. Well, they tell us the fence is supposed to go up this week. As for this morning, it still has not happened. Now, I've been in communication with WashDOT every day so far. They tell me they're still optimistic the fence will go up before the weekend rolls around. That means this camp will look a lot different. Jules Helping Hands says all this week they've been cleaning up the camp and moving tents to make a 3-foot perimeter so the fence can fit. Jules Helping Hands also says the expectations for the campers will change when the fence goes goes up. She says there will be a curfew in place from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Only in specific circumstances will people be allowed to leave.
If you are not working and don't have a work release, you can't leave the camp. If you leave, you can't come back. We have to lock down the facility to ensure the safety of the neighbors.
She says if the crime is coming from the camp, she believes locking it down will get rid of some of the problems. Even now, outreach is happening to move people from this field to something safer. And even with this fence set to go up this week, the sheriff still says he'll get involved, but his deadline has now changed. Coming up a little bit later this morning, I'll break down a new date he's eyeing to clear the camp. Reporting live in East Central, Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.
Well, school districts across Washington are asking for more time to figure out how to spend billions of dollars in federal education relief. So far, K-12 schools have spent half of the $2.6 billion in combined relief, largely intended to help schools navigate immediate coronavirus-related challenges. They say the 2025 deadline risks cutting off key student support projects addressing lost academic progress, mental health services, and school air quality. And many of you have teenagers, but are they ready to be independent if they decide to go to college or live on their own after they turn 18?
Spokane Public Schools is trying to make sure that they are, and the district is now teaching kids to be money smart. How to file taxes and apply for their first credit card is part of an advisory period for the students. The school district says it listened to student input after they expressed they'd like to learn more than just basic academic curriculum.
Our kids are amazing, they're incredibly articulate, and they're more aware than ever regarding what the world has in store for them, and they're more aware than ever of the types of skills they might need, and they're advocating for themselves that we teach them those skills.
And parents do play an important role in teaching teens everyday skills like budgeting and these things. School district officials recommend parents ask their teenagers for an invitation to the SchoolLinks app, where students take job assessments, make post-high school goals, and research career and college options. Good stuff.
Yeah, definitely needed.
Our time is now approaching 6:08.
All right, also definitely needed the rain that we're getting this morning.
Yeah, it's light. We don't have heavy rain showers, but it's going to be consistent through the day with a few breaks. Right now, we've got a break, but another system that's to the south, that just continues to make its way up in our area. We're going to have more on your forecast coming up.
And a middle school football player takes a hit during a game in Spokane Valley and doesn't get back up. What we know about his condition and the action taken that might have just saved him. That's after the break.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
We actually have a new service that we're providing with video banking. We're here to really help them and connect on a way that other institutions really can't.
Iron Maiden, live, the legacy of the Beast Tour 2022. Don't miss their biggest stage show, their greatest songs. Iron Maiden, with very special guests, Trivium. Experience Iron Maiden live. Spokane Arena, Friday, September 30th. Get tickets now at ticketswest.com.
Remodeling your kitchen? Fred's has the latest in kitchen appliances from GE Cafe on sale.
With a variety of custom cafe colors and options, makes it easy to personalize your kitchen.
And when it's time for cleanup, the GE Cafe dishwasher offers loading flexibility and a reversing wash arm to clean every inch of your dishes.
Get up to $2,000 in rebates in GE Cafe appliances.
Come in and see the great selection of cafe kitchen packages at Fred's.
Ooh, the DQ chicken strip basket? Yes, please. I want in on that. Oh, that house-made Hidden Valley Ranch is for all the dips. Plus fries, Texas toast, and, you guessed it, DQ chicken strips. Mmm, so good. Let's go, right now. Or let's get delivery at DQ.com. DQ, happy tastes good.
The Inland Empire 6, 6 local Honda dealerships dedicated to putting your Keister in a Honda. And your Keister will thank you for it because it'll be riding in comfort, style, and America's most fuel-efficient full-line automaker. And that can save your Keister at the gas pumps. Not to mention every Honda is packed with high-tech safety features that keep all your little Keisters safe and happy. See your local Honda dealer today. Honda gets the Inland Northwest.
Beat the fall rush and get 15% off. Call Spokane Rain Gutter today.
It's just chaos. I mean, the first thing I'm seeing is people running.
A local mom is still trying to process how a football game ended in a frenzy to save a 7th grader. The Central Valley School District says that middle schooler is recovering this morning.
He was knocked unconscious during a football game Tuesday. What people did before first responders arrived could have saved his life. Ariana Walker's son is on the same team as the injured player. She is still trying to process what she saw and how things could have been much worse. Even before the fire department arrived, several people tried to help and perform CPR on the boy. When crews did arrive, the fire department says he was breathing on his own.
They were all together praying, crying, and so I remember seeing that and seeing how scared my son was for his friend.
We do not know if the boy suffered a heart problem, but paramedics say the first few minutes in a cardiac arrest are crucial. Performing CPR and having an AED nearby can save lives. The district says since this incident, it is evaluating to see if it needs to add more AEDs or place them in different locations.
All right, good morning. Our 10-second takeaway on this Thursday morning is going to be cool, rainy day in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Rain gear needed, maybe an umbrella if you know where it is, but the high today is going to be 62 degrees. Grab a layer or two.
All right, here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Vice President Kamala Harris visited the demilitarized zone that divides North and South Korea today, one day after Pyongyang fired 2 ballistic missiles into the waters off its east coast.
The DMZ has long been a destination for U.S. presidents, vice presidents, other dignitaries on official visits to South Korea, where they have been photographed peering through binoculars into North Korean-controlled territory. As anticipated, Harris went to an observation post where she viewed North Korea with those binoculars, and U.S. officials said North Korean guards likely stared back at her. The vice president's visit comes as tensions remain extremely high in the Korean peninsula. North Korea has launched 18 ballistic missiles this year, a record number since 2012, after Kim Jong-un took over as leader.
The FDA is proposing changes to nutrition standards that foods must meet before using the healthy label on packaging. Foods that make the claim must have limited fat, cholesterol, and sodium, and must contain minimum amounts of vitamins A and C, calcium, iron, protein, and dietary fiber. For example, there are some cereals that have a lot of added sugar but still meet the definition of the healthy claim, while salmon, which is high in very beneficial polyunsaturated fat, does not. The update is designed to reflect new developments in nutrition and dietary science with the goal of helping consumers protect their dietary patterns. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is coming up on 6:14.
Well, the weather is changing, and you might be thinking about breaking out that winter coat soon. Some local kids might not have a warm coat that fits them this year, but you can help us help them. Coming up, details of our Coats for Kids coat drive right after this.
What do you get when ice cold beer, gourmet burgers, sports, and the Pint House brand come together? Good times. That's right. Pint House Burgers and Brews is now open at the former Good Times Pub location in the Spokane Valley. It will always be good times at the new Valley Pint House Burgers and Brews.
Get exactly what you want. Wendell Ford is ready to help you find that vehicle you've been wanting to buy. Built for you. F-150, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Mach-E, and Maverick. Here's how it works. Make a list of options you want. Wendell will work with you on financing to fit your budget. And then we will order the vehicle of your dreams or select from current inventory. Get exactly what you want. Built for you. Wendell Ford at the Y. Drive for generations.
The Book of Mormon is the best musical of this century. The 9-time Tony Award winner is genius, brilliant, phenomenal. The Book of Mormon is the funniest musical of all time. It's the gold standard for comedy that goes further than any other comedy in history. You won't believe how funny it is. You won't believe how much heart it has. And when it's over, you won't believe how much you'll want to see it again. The Book of Mormon, October 28th through 30th, First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
I proudly served our nation and fought for freedom abroad. I never expected to see our temple of democracy ransacked here at home. It's so dangerous that MAGA Republicans, like Mitch McConnell's hand-picked candidate for U.S. Senate, Tiffany Smiley, continue to question the 2020 election. Their big lie is a direct threat to our elections and our democracy. Join me in defending America. Say no to Tiffany Smiley before it's too late.
I'm Patty Murray, and I approve this message.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But one day, this farmer will use augmented reality to help ensure the best yield. Urban planners will model traffic solutions to help decrease commute times. Exploring a spacecraft in a museum is one thing. But one day, the metaverse will help students learn about the rings of Saturn. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
Sales this big come along once in a lifetime. Get to the best for last 2022 RV closeout happening now at Appleway RV in Liberty Lake. We're heavily discounting our last 2022 RVs with our most competitive prices ever. Take your pick from a new Aspen Trail or Colorado travel trailer, both priced under $30,000 and only $189 a month. Get your best RV deal ever during the best for last 2022 RV closeout through October 1st only at Appleway RV in Liberty Lake. Family adventure starts here.
What's the only thing better than one Pint House Burgers and Brews? How about two? We are now open in the Spokane Valley. The same great sports and music videos, friendly staff and servers, gourmet burgers, and ice-cold brews. Pint House Burgers and Brews, now open in the Spokane Valley.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. You're taking another look outside of downtown Spokane at Riverfront Park on a rainy Thursday morning. And with that weather starting to cool down, at least for a little bit, it's time to start thinking about this year's Coats for Kids Drive.
We are kicking off the 38th year of Coats for Kids this weekend. In that time, we have collected, cleaned, and distributed more than 400,000 new or gently used winter coats for kids in our community.
You can visit any of our sponsored drop-off locations through the month of October. That includes Albertsons, Safeway, Jewelry Design Center, and Great Floors. You can also make a cash donation, which will be used to buy new coats. To get a full list of those drop-off locations and to find a link to make a cash donation, you can find our Coats for Kids section on KXLY.com.
All right. We will be thinking about some kinds of jackets this morning, maybe a rain jacket. But we're also talking about our air quality looking pretty good.
We have had moderate air quality for the last several days, and it was that way this morning coming in. Check the numbers. Now we're into the good. Why? The rain. Yeah. Another benefit there, taking that smoke out of the region. So this is what we've got right now with, again, good air quality, and that is good news. It is because of this rain that has been coming through the region. Now we're going to take a look at this. You can see the low. You can see sort of the counterclockwise rotation, and we're going to see this slowly move eastward throughout the day. So we're expecting in our forecast today 62 degrees, cool weather coming out of the north, showers and cooler, winds south 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll see those shift a little bit as this continues to make its way out. Winds are going to be light overnight, temperatures down to 49 with the potential to have this done by 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning in our area, but some patchy fog fire up for tomorrow. 56 currently into Coeur d'Alene, 55 St. Mary's, Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry. You've got low 60s, Omak 58 into Cooley, and then 54 into Ritzville. Moses Lake, you're at 54 degrees as well. We look at the energy that's coming our way. Now, we're not going to have much to do with this along I-84 into Oregon, but this around I-90 is going to continue to be that counterclockwise low that's going to move out. We're seeing isolated lightning strikes into this system as it continues to make its way. We take a closer look at that radar. Cheney, you're in it now. Spokane's in it just on the fringe. Coeur d'Alene remaining relatively dry so far, but that's going to change as coming out of Colfax and coming in just to the west of St. Mary's. More rain that's coming your way. The forecast radar shows, again, this hanging out through the day, the morning hours, and then by this afternoon, it'll be scattered showers, one last push, and then in the early morning hours, this thing will be a done deal. It'll move out. Sunny conditions will prevail for tomorrow into the central part. We'll have some variable clouds. 64 into Colville is a forecasted high. We've seen that Well, in our mid-morning temperatures, 62 in Spokane, 61 into Pullman. Tomorrow, we're at 70, 75 Colville, Ritzville 72, Moses Lake 76. And in fact, we're going to be around 70 degrees in North Idaho. It's going to be nice weather. We're going to be at 70. We're expecting Saturday to be 75, 76 Sunday, and above average temperatures. A normal high this time of year is about 68 degrees. We'll be 10 degrees above average for much of, if not all of, next week. We were 20 degrees warmer yesterday than we will be today. Again, I laugh at the fact someone said, this is the shortest fall we've ever had. And I said, you're just absolutely correct.
Pretty sure it'll be back, though.
It will be back.
Just September. It is now 6:21. It's homecoming week for the Cougs. What the team says about facing Cal and trying to bounce back from that loss to Oregon.
And the Mariners pick up a much-needed win at home. How George Kirby and 3 members of the bullpen took care of business against the Texas Rangers. It's coming up after the break.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
We rent china, glassware, tents, barbecues, flatware, linen, stands for staging, tables, chairs.
A to Z rental. No job too big, no job too small.
Jackhammers, stand doors, washers, stump grinder saws, generators, skid steer, excavator, dingoes, trailers, tractors, nailers, staplers, hole diggers, tillers, mowers, yard vac, aerators.
Call A to Z rental at 509-924-2000 or go to rentatoz.com.
We rent everything, man. At A to Z Rental, we rent everything.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, you'll find solutions from cozy to spacious. It's the Buy More, Save More event. For a limited time only, you can save up to 30% store-wide. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
You are unique, and so are your needs. At Axis Spine Center, we offer a team of highly trained spine care specialists who work together to provide you a customized treatment plan using the most innovative advancements in spine care available. We set new standards so that you can get back to what you love. Axis Spine, the region's only comprehensive spine care center.
The coolest cars, custom Jeeps, and tricked-out trucks are rolling into Max Auto Sports for the Maxed Out event. Right now, race into savings. 0 payments till January 2023. 0 gas costs for 6 months. 0 cost lifetime warranty. $4,000 over KBB, plus $500. That's $4,500 over KBB for your trade. The max savings during the Maxed Out event. 6 days only. It all ends Tuesday night. Now at Max Auto Sports.
Thanks to Joe Biden, food, fuel, everything costs too much. His energy policies and massive spending spree are driving skyrocketing prices, fueling the worst inflation in decades. 2 years ago, we were a self-sufficient, energy-independent, energy-exporting nation. Today, our energy production has been crippled. I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message. Let's stop the spending free-for-all, let loose American energy, and fix inflation.
I'm Mark Peterson. This summer, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Welcome back. The Mariners took another big step toward breaking their 21-year playoff drought last night against the Texas Rangers. M's down 1-0 in the bottom of the first when Eugenio Suarez gets the good vibes going with a shot to deep center field that's off the wall. That was scored leadoff man Dylan Moore to tie the game. Suarez was 3 for 3 on the night. Mitch Haniger is up next, and he lifts one into center field that is just deep enough to allow Ty France to tag up and score. The M's would add another one in the third to make it 3-1, and that was more than enough for George Kirby and the bullpen. In the ninth, Paul Sewald seals the deal on a 3-1 win. The Mariners' magic number is now down to just 3 with 8 games to go in the season. Their playoff probability, by the way, we've been telling you, has been 99%, now showing 100. Oh, whew. I think it's going to happen. Despite a tough loss last weekend, Washington State head coach Jake Dickert said his Cougs proved they're a good football team.
And this Saturday, they'll have a chance to get their first Pac-12 win and stay in the hunt. But as Alex Crescenti tells us, they'll have to get by a Cal team that has given them fits in the past.
It is homecoming week on the Palouse, and for Washington State, they're going to be looking to get back to what's made them so successful this season, putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks, and on the flip side, continuing to progress in the passing game, really stretching the field, as both are going to be required to overcome a 3-1 Cal team.
Well, I would think the biggest thing is we got to be better with a four-man pass rush, right? I think some of those numbers are a lot of them off of pressure, and obviously a lot of different people getting those sacks, which is a good thing coming from different angles, but our four-man pass rush has got to be better, and we got to be able to make sure those guys are affecting the passer a lot more. And I don't know, it's just being consistent. It's just being consistent. Those are two good offensive lines you face with Wisconsin and Oregon, and I still think we're pretty good up front, and we got to go prove it.
I think we're playing hard and playing as a unit, as one. I think when you get down to the goal line, everyone's got to do their job, and even if it isn't like the big play or no superhero stuff, just line up and do your job. I think we're doing that really well this first couple drives.
And the one thing that's been frustrating about this group when you turn the tape on is a bunch of times we're playing with 9 or 10 guys, and it's one guy making a mistake, and the whole team and the whole offense is paying for it in that regard. So we got to be better at just being more consistent, and every guy on the field, all 11, doing their job and being able to make routine plays. And I think once the routine plays happen, we put drives together and we end up moving the football pretty good.
In the team's win down in Berkeley last season, the defense was able to accumulate 4 sacks on the day, so you figure if they're able to do the same or even more this weekend, there's a good chance they could come away with the win. Reporting in Pullman, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, 2:30, the kickoff at Giesa Field on Saturday. Good Morning Northwest time is now just about 6:27.
As we head to a break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, one of the biggest superstars in music.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that.
Ordered to stand trial on 6 counts of tax fraud. Shakira is accused of failing to pay 14.5 million euros in taxes on income earned between a 2-year period from 2012 to 2014.
If you're domiciled in Spain, you owe taxes, and domiciled is defined for the most part as being there for more than half the year.
A rep for Shakira has stated she primarily lived in the Bahamas during the years in question, not Spain, rejecting a possible plea deal last month, saying she, quote, has always cooperated and abided by the law, demonstrating impeccable conduct as an individual and a taxpayer. And Good Morning America will have much more on Shakira's upcoming legal battle coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And for kids ages 6 months and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch. With Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Jennifer's Auto Sales and Service is going hog wild.
There's a new face in local news. Kirsten O'Connor joins Aaron Luna and Chris Crocker weeknights on 4 News Now. Committed to our community, invested in you and your family's safety. Get to know Kirsten O'Connor weeknights on 4 News Now.
This season, fall into Coeur d'Alene. Fall is a great time to visit Coeur d'Alene. With awesome weather, fall color cruises, exciting events, a variety of food, beer, and wine selections, and amazing accommodations. It's the perfect time to stay and play in CDA. Visit cdafall.com for more information.
They made a movie out of the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard trial.
No one should have to go through this.
He plays Johnny.
I did tell the truth.
She plays Amber.
I'm not a saint.
How they pulled it off so quickly. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
The Labor Day sale at Moore Furniture is one of the biggest sales of the year, and we've got new arrivals and bestsellers all on sale.
Get this sleek 3-piece sectional for only $22.95.
Choose this versatile, ultra-comfortable sectional for only $22.95.
Or maximize relaxation with this oversized sectional with shades for only $23.95.
Any style you choose comes in multiple color options and is big on comfort.
Preview these sale specials and more at moorefurniture.com.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
In the 4 News Now story tracker, the biggest stories of the morning.
Spokane County Sheriff Ozzie Knezovich agreed to extend his deadline to clear out Camp Hope. He agreed to push it to November 10th, while Mayor Nadine Woodward works with other government agencies on a plan. Plans to start putting up a fence around the camp yesterday have not been put into effect yet. We're keeping an eye on this story all morning. We'll have our next live report with Esther Bauer from Camp Hope in about 10 minutes.
But the biggest story in the nation this morning is the wave of destruction left by Hurricane Ian. The Lee County Sheriff told Good Morning America just moments ago that hundreds of people could be dead and thousands are waiting to be rescued. We are gathering up to the minute breaking details. Ian was downgraded to a tropical storm just a few hours ago.
Its storm surge has submerged cities along the southwest coast, and the threat is not over as the weakening storm marches across the state. Sydney Charles live with the breaking details from the White House this morning.
Yes, just moments ago, the White House released a statement saying President Biden approved a major disaster declaration for Florida, making available federal funding and resources for areas affected by Ian. Also, just in today, we mentioned earlier that there was reporting that showed that the sheriff in Lee County says hundreds could be dead. And Hurricane Ian isn't finished. The storm is now heading towards Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, where states of emergency have been declared for the residents there. So let's take a look at some of the live updates. Hurricane Ian is a tropical storm with winds blowing at 65 miles per hour. According to poweroutage.us, over 2.5 million Floridians are still without power right now. And just into the newsroom, CNN reporting that a spokesperson from Florida Power and Light says crews need winds in Florida to get below 35 miles per hour before they can go out and assess damage to power infrastructure. Now, we are thousands of miles away from where Hurricane Ian is currently passing through, and check out some of the damages right here in Florida. How can you help from your home? So you can go to floridadisasterfund.org or you can text disaster to 20222. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis saying that people do not need to donate material items. He said instead you can do either of these two actions. And the latest update, Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, he also is holding a press conference right now. So we'll be sure to keep you updated with any more details that we learned this morning. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
All right, Sydney, thank you.
All right, let's get to Mark, and we are seeing some rain here in the First Alert forecast.
Light rain, much needed rain. In fact, we've got rain showers not only in Spokane, Coeur d'Alene waiting for the rain to come. Cloud cover now, and they're at 56 degrees, and we're sitting at 54 degrees here in Spokane. So we've got this much needed rain. The issue might be the traffic. We want you to be careful as you head out. Certainly new drivers, extended stopping and starting distances because there's oil on the roadway, and of course that rain mixes with that, makes things slippery. 4 things you need to know. It's going to be showers and cool today, patchy fog for tomorrow morning in some areas. Nice, warm and sunny weekend ahead, and then warm and dry next weekend. Warm, like really warm, into the upper 70s. So for today, it's going to be cool. It's going to be showery. We've got these rains coming in. Coeur d'Alene, that rain is coming your way. We're going to see that continue to make its way northward and circle back around where the forecasted rainfall amounts, we're looking at ½ an inch to more, depending on elevation, and into the mountains of North Idaho, they're going to have 1 inch to 1.5 inches in some areas. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Over the next 12 hours, it is going to be hit and miss rain showers. By this afternoon, we'll see some breaks, but our high today, 62 degrees. We're going to be in the upper 50s most of the afternoon, and then we're going to see things really rebound for the weekend. It'll dry out. We'll have more on that coming up.
Well, a man is suing a Coeur d'Alene woman for defamation, saying she falsely accused him of exposing himself during a public drag show. Eric Posey performed at Pride in the Park back in June. His lawsuit says blogger Summer Bushnell knew he did not expose himself, but posted a doctored video to gain popularity online. Bushnell owns and operates her own media company that provides digital marketing and strategy services. Posey says his reputation has been tarnished and he's suffered emotional distress from constant public harassment. He's now seeking money for damages and is demanding a jury trial. The Spokane Public School Board is entering the conversation about gun safety.
Yeah, SPS says student and gun safety has turned into a hot topic in recent years. The board is discussing ways to promote community awareness to help keep guns away from children. SPS says no one particular incident had them discussing the topic last night, but locally and nationally there is a concern over student safety. SPS says this also goes for health and physical safety. It knows families are interested in specific topics. The board is looking at the right methods and strategies to use to share information with families. The superintendent says its role as a public school district is to provide the facts for families.
Part of building a really strong and safe and well-informed community, and we know as a public school system we have a role to play in making sure our families are well-informed.
Superintendent Adam Swinyard says families consume information in lots of different ways, including text, social media, or emails. And last night, board members discussed what the messaging could look like. They talked about how to have conversations about gun storage at grandparents' and friends' homes and recognizing behavioral signs like depression in children.
In North Idaho news now, University of Idaho entomologists say the mean-looking wasp that you see right here is not the actual wasp that's been turning up in parts of Idaho. This one is a northern giant hornet. You know it as a murder hornet. But the wasp being mistaken for murder hornets is actually quite good for farmers. Researchers at U of I have been investigating several reported sightings of the honeybee colony killer. They say that people are actually seeing a cicada killer wasp, which is much less harmful and actually helps with pest control and flower pollination. They were first discovered 2 years ago in Northwest Washington. One of the pests the cicada killer wasps take out is the stink bug, which is a real problem in the inland Northwest right now. I've been seeing them around my house a lot lately.
A road work update as you get ready for your morning commute. Construction on Monroe Street has switch lanes. Crews have begun work on the southbound side of Monroe between Summit and Boone Avenue. This is phase 2 of the grind and pavement work. We will keep you updated on any additional affected streets as the work continues. And it is a pain. I get it. I know it's a lot of backup. But think, now they switched lanes. That means we're making progress.
There you go.
It's happening.
Summer in the inland Northwest, right? Good morning Northwest time is 6:37.
Or fall in the inland Northwest now. We're there, kind of.
Oh, all right. So we had summer and then we had fall, and fall's today. And then the summer will return this weekend, but we're still awaiting these showers to hit Coeur d'Alene. They've had a dry morning so far. We're going to talk more about who's going to get how much and how long it's going to last. That's coming up.
The perimeter here at Camp Hope has been pushed in. That's because a new fence will soon surround these campers, and that isn't the only change. Coming up, I'll break down the new date, and the sheriff says he'll clear the camp.
And still ahead, a rapping grandma's running for Senate. Her rap that's getting mixed reaction coming right up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today, we honor Holly Schamberger.
With a love for literacy, Holly has organized book sales, revitalized programs, and recruited volunteers at the Loon Lake Library.
I have a love for the library, and I have a love for this community, and I have a love for my volunteers.
Holly is the president of Friends of the Loon Lake Library. She brings energy, spirit, and passion for literacy to her small community. Thanks to STCU for helping to make sure volunteers count.
Iron Maiden, live, the Legacy of the Beast Tour 2022. Don't miss their biggest stage show, their greatest songs. Iron Maiden, with very special guests, Trivium. Experience Iron Maiden live. Spokane Arena, Friday, September 30th. Get tickets now at ticketswest.com.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual.
But one day, this lecture hall will be made of code. And though they're virtual students, what they'll learn together is real. A surgeon will be able to practice as many times as needed in the metaverse before laying her hands on a real patient. Being able to explore a spacecraft is one thing, but the metaverse will let us go farther than any rocket can take us. In the future, students will be able to take a field trip to ancient Rome. And young artists can learn from a masterpiece. Farmers will one day use augmented reality to help ensure the best yields. And urban planners will be able to model traffic solutions to help decrease commute times. So while the metaverse may be virtual, the impact will be real.
See the full line of LG appliances at Fred's. Ask about exclusive and factory rebates on dishwashers, laundry sets, refrigerators, and ranges.
French door LG refrigerators are in stock and ready for pickup or delivery.
LG appliances are consistently top rated. With one stop at Fred's, see LG's full line.
Select from LG top load or front load laundry sets that are in stock.
At Fred's, service and selection equals satisfaction. Come in and see us today.
It's now 6:41. The timeline to clear Camp Hope is getting pushed again. The sheriff now says he won't clear it until November.
The city spokesperson says Mayor Nadine Woodward asked for more time. They're now working with outreach providers and state agencies to move people into safe and stable housing. Esther Bowers live at the camp this morning with more on the mayor's expectations.
Well, the mayor says she wants this camp cleared before winter rolls around. She does not want these people out here in tents and RVs when snow starts to fall. The sheriff now tells us he'll wait until November 10th to get involved. Sheriff Ozzie Knezovich says this is a timeline and not an exact deadline. He says he hopes the situation is resolved before November so deputies don't have to go to the camp. A process of abatement is underway right now. The sheriff says if he is called to the camp and people don't leave, he'll cite them for unlawful assembly. He got involved because he says the crime is out of control in the neighborhoods. Jules Helping Hands believes a new fence surrounding the camp will help the issue.
If this camp is what they say is the crime in this neighborhood, this should mitigate most of that.
Empire Health Foundation is leading outreach at the camp. The goal now is to get people housing ready. Classes are also happening at the camp to help the people learn life skills so they can transition out of homelessness. So what we're still watching this morning is WashDOT has told us they plan to put a fence up this week. That hasn't happened, but this perimeter has moved in about 3 feet to make space for that fence. We also learned that Sheriff Knezovich has never been here to the camp. Since he made that announcement at the next Spokane Homeless Coalition, he was invited. That date is set for October 6th. We'll continue to keep an eye on if he does come to the camp and when this fence does go up here at Camp Hope. Reporting live in East Central, Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.
Right, in our 10-second takeaway on this Thursday morning, it's cool. It's a rainy start. It's out there. Coeur d'Alene, not so much, but it'll get there. Grab your rain gear, maybe an umbrella. There's not going to be a lot of wind associated with this. High today, 62.
Utah District 12, listen up right here. There's a new name on the ballot for the Senate this year.
She's 80 years old, a mother of 9, a grandmother of 35, and a rapper. Linda Paulson is vying for a Senate seat in Utah, and she rapped in her new ad campaign.
She sure did. She said her youngest daughter, Brenda, wrote the words to the song as an 80th birthday gift.
My name is Linda Paulson, Republican and awesome. Love God and family and the Constitution.
Love God, love my family, and I love my Constitution.
Well, I don't know who that is that came in at the end there.
He spiffed it up there.
Some people say they just don't know how to feel about the rapping grandma, while others are calling her cute. Someone else said her rap lowered their IQ. But now we know, though, that her daughter Brenda is her ghostwriter. So this goes back to like the whole Meek Mill Drake thing. Like, are you actually writing your lyrics?
And we won't know if it works for her until November in the election.
Yeah.
It's now 6:44.
All right, you've probably seen this viral video of a train smashing into a police car with a person still inside. Why that police department may soon be facing a lawsuit. Don't go away.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Danzas de Vida, Dancing with Life, Mexican Mask Exhibition at the MAC. See a selection of over 50 traditional and contemporary dance masks with dance regalia and videos of the artists, dancers, and performances going on now.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Ooh, the DQ chicken strip basket? Yes, please. I want in on that. Oh, that house-made Hidden Valley Ranch is for all the dips. Plus fries, Texas toast, and, you guessed it, DQ chicken strips. Mmm, so good. Let's go, right now. Or let's get delivery at DQ.com. DQ, happy tastes good.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But one day, this farmer will use augmented reality to help ensure the best yield. Urban planners will model traffic solutions to help decrease commute times. Exploring a spacecraft in a museum is one thing. But one day, the metaverse will help students learn about the rings of Saturn. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
Danzas de Vida, Dancing with Life, Mexican Mask Exhibition at the MAC. See a selection of over 50 traditional and contemporary dance masks with dance regalia and videos of the artists, dancers, and performances going on now.
4 News Now is brought to you by MultiCare Health System.
All right, we're following some breaking news in Grant County. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says a tractor-trailer crash is blocking State Route 28 between State Route 282 and Neville Lake Road. This is just west of Ephrata. No word on the condition of the driver. You can see in the picture there are logs on the road. Detours are in place, so be sure to leave early if that is part of your morning commute.
And we're just hearing about another crash on westbound I-90. It is closed at exit 189 due to a tractor-trailer collision. Traffic is being rerouted. Now, you may have seen this video where a woman was inside a police car as a train crashed into it. Well, she is suing Colorado police since an officer parked his cruiser on an active train tracks with her inside. The 20-year-old woman has 9 broken ribs and several other broken bones. She was being detained for an alleged road rage incident.
When police take someone, we call it into custody, it's your charge to make sure that they're safe, and they failed.
The Colorado Bureau of Investigation tells ABC News it is looking into the actions of police. One officer is now on administrative leave.
All right, we're going to send things over to Mark Peterson now for what's been a fairly busy morning on that radar.
All right, conversation we had.
Yeah, enjoying a break is like, how long has it been since we've had real rain?
Yeah. All right, July, 34/100ths of an inch for the month. Whoa. That's a third of an inch. And then September 14th, we had 300ths, which is basically just a cloud that went over. And, you know, it's like, hi and bye. So, yeah, a third of an inch in 3 months. And so this is much needed rain. We're going to see this continue to roll through our area. And we're expecting a half an inch, maybe a little more out of this as it continues to move. But so far, Coeur d'Alene has sort of been spared the rain, but it's going to change. 24-hour forecast. We're going to see this continue to pull around. Coeur d'Alene will get rain, I promise you. Sandpoint, the mountains of Montana, this will continue to move out. That's the 5 o'clock hour. We get into the early morning hours. Now we start start to see this really push eastward, clear skies into the central basin. All right, for the weekend, which looks really good, we've picked Settle Myers Resort. And again, this is in Spirit Lake, and they're going to be 73 on Saturday, Sunday 75. You're going to be sunny. It's going to be gorgeous. And apparently they've got a really good restaurant, so something to check out. We look at our forecast for the day. Again, it's going to be 62 degrees, showers, cooler. Tonight, 49 degrees, scattered showers, and it'll clear overnight. Our current conditions now, with light rain falling into the mid-50s. We've got 54 into Ritzville, 55 into St. Mary's. We look at our planning forecast. Look at Friday. Wrapping up the week tomorrow, 70 degrees, 75 on Saturday, Sunday, 76, and then near 80 for next week. Hey, your morning sprint's coming up. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
It's Furniture Row's 4-day super sale. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus 5 years, no interest and no down payment. But hurry, the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Kelly here at Colville Toyota with the pups, cruising in this new Toyota Highlander.
We've met many new neighbors and come to love this beautiful region.
Our hometown-friendly restaurants, scenic rivers, Colville, Kettle, and Columbia.
Confederated County Museum, the golf course, hiking around Colville Mountain, a leisurely picnic at one of our parks,
or just a beautiful scenic drive.
Our region has plenty to offer, and so does Colville Toyota.
Your small-town dealership with the big heart.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Holly Schamberger.
With a love for literacy, Holly has organized book sales, revitalized programs, and recruited volunteers at the Loon Lake Library.
I have a love for the library, and I have a love for this community, and I have a love for my volunteers.
Holly is the president of Friends of the Loon Lake Library. She brings energy, spirit, and passion for literacy to her small community. Thanks to STCU for helping to make sure volunteers count.
Sales this big come along once in a lifetime. Get to the best for last 2022 RV closeout happening now at Appleway RV in Liberty Lake. We're heavily discounting our last 2022 RVs with our most competitive prices ever. Take your pick from a new Aspen Trail or Colorado travel trailer, both priced under $30,000 and only $189 a month. Get your best RV deal ever during the best for last 2022 RV closeout through October 1st only at Appleway RV in Liberty Lake. Family adventure starts here.
Thanks to Joe Biden, food, fuel, everything costs too much. His energy policies and massive spending spree are driving skyrocketing prices, fueling the worst inflation in decades. 2 years ago, we were a self-sufficient, energy-independent, energy-exporting nation. Today, our energy production has been crippled. I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message. Let's stop the spending free-for-all, let loose American energy, and fix inflation.
It's the 4-day super sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup. Plus, 5 years no interest with no down payment and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready for your Thursday with the morning sprint.
Esther Bauer live at Camp Hope telling us what changes are underway.
We are seeing some rain this morning. Mark Peterson is here with what we can expect for the rest of the day.
But first, Hurricane Ian has been downgraded to a tropical storm this morning. Let's get right to Sydney Charles with the latest details.
Center says that the Hurricane Ian's winds have slowed, downgrading the system to a tropical storm. Ian is still expected to produce strong winds, heavy rains, and storm surge across portions of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Hurricane Ian is now that tropical storm with winds blowing at 65 miles per hour. According to poweroutage.us, over 2.5 million Floridians are without power right now. Work is currently underway to restore power to Cuba after Hurricane Ian knocked out electricity for the entire island. Rescue efforts are underway for individuals in Florida. Officials said part of Fort Myers, which is in Lee County, was decimated by Hurricane Ian. A sheriff in Lee County said there are reports of buildings compromised and vehicles floating, and hundreds of people could be dead.
Well, we're following some breaking news out of Grant County. Grant County Sheriff's Office says a tractor-trailer crash is blocking State Route 28 just west of Ephrata between State Route 282 and Neville Lake Road. No word on the condition of the driver, and we're just hearing about another tractor-trailer crash in Grant County. This is closing westbound I-90 near Warden, about 10 miles east of Moses Lake. We'll continue to follow both of these breaking stories. Detours are in place, so be sure to leave early if either of those areas is part of your morning commute.
And the big story for us in our first alert weather is the rain that is here, the cooler temperatures that come along with it. That rain continuing into eastern Washington, now moving into North Idaho. Coeur d'Alene will see some rain here in a bit. Forecasted rainfall, we're expecting to see up to 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch in areas of Idaho and more into the mountains. Our forecast for the day, we're going to remain cool. We've got shower potential all day long, 56 at 11. Our high today is going to be 62 degrees. And we're just not going to bump out of those 50s much at all.
Well, school districts across Washington asking for more time to figure out how to spend billions of dollars in federal education relief. So far, K-12 schools have spent about half of the $2.6 billion in combined relief, largely intended to help schools navigate immediate coronavirus-related challenges. They say the 2025 deadline risks cutting off key student support projects, addressing lost academic progress, mental health services, and school air quality.
Spokane Public Schools is trying to make sure kids are ready to be independent. The district is now teaching kids to be money smart, how to file taxes and apply for their first credit cards. It's part of an advisory period for these students. The school district says it listened to student input after they expressed they'd like to learn more than just basic academic curriculum.
A fence is supposed to be going up here at Camp Hope. We're going to zoom in so you can see some of those changes. People have pushed in the perimeter about 3 feet to make room for the fence. There will be a curfew in place from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and the goal is to keep campers and the community safe. WashDOT will be the ones putting up the fence, and they say it should happen by the weekend. Jules Helping Hands was hopeful it would already be up. As of now, it isn't, but we'll continue to keep an eye on changes coming to Camp Hope.
A mom is trying to process how a football game ended in a frenzy to save a 7th grader. The Central Valley School District says that middle schooler is recovering this morning. He was knocked unconscious during a football game Tuesday. Ariana Walker's son is on the same team as that injured player. She's still trying to process what she saw and how things could have been much worse. Several people tried to help and perform CPR on the boy. When fire crews arrived, the fire department says he was breathing on his own. Paramedics say the first few minutes in a cardiac arrest are crucial. Performing CPR and having an AED nearby can save lives.
The Spokane Public School Board is entering the conversation about gun safety. The board is discussing ways to promote community awareness to help keep guns away from children. SPS says no one particular incident had them discussing this topic last night, but locally and nationally there is a concern over student safety. SPS says this also goes for the health and physical safety.
A roadwork update as you get ready for your morning commute. Construction on Monroe Street has switched lanes. Crews have begun working on the southbound side of Monroe between Summit and Boone. This is phase 2 of the grind and pavement work. We will keep you updated on any additional affected streets as work continues. Hey, the rain is falling and Mark is tracking it. We'll take a look at your forecast coming up right after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
I met Anidas 10 years ago. He didn't have bad credit, but he just had no credit to begin with. I took the time to really go over some options with him. Fast forward 10 years down the road, he's got his business account with Numerica. He's looking to buy his second home also with Numerica.
4 News Now welcomes Kirsten O'Connor. You expect more from local news. Important information that makes a difference to you. Kirsten O'Connor delivers. And that's what we mean when we say, expect more. Get to know Kirsten, weeknights on 4 News Now.
Do you really think you can fix this? You should have just called Andy's.
I can fix it. It's just a little...
We're freezing. You should have called Andy's. Yeah, they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Should have called Andy's.
Don't be like this guy. Call Andy's Heating and Cooling. So when the weather does this, your family does this. Go to andysheating.com for details on the 100% satisfaction guarantee. Carrier, turn to the experts.
All right, good morning, everybody. Taking a live look out there. It's light rain showers that have been with us throughout much of the morning, and we're going to see that in and out today. But we look at the live radar. It's busy from Colfax all the way up through Cheney and up into the Davenport area, so use caution on I-90, Highway 2 as well. As we look at our forecast, well, it is going to be a cool day today, 62 degrees, then above average tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 70, but the weekend into the mid-70s with overnight lows around 50, and then nearing 80 for next week. But today, those rain showers in 62.
Oh, so needed, so needed.
Yeah, most definitely. And then you know what? We rebound after that, so it's going to be just fine. All right, we're back in about 30 minutes. GMA starts right now.